Okay, today we're going to be talking about Presage, and specifically solo flawless on this mission. This applies to both normal and master. If you want to challenge yourself like I did, I personally did master. You could do normal if all you're going for is the triumph, or if you're doing the emblem and triumph and you're feeling saucy, then do master. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I'm going to quickly go over roles and stuff, and then I'll get straight into the footage so you can see what I do in the runs. Personal recommendations. Chaos Reach is super aggressive. I would only go for this if you're confident in killing your ads and you're good in the boss fight. If you're not too confident or you're inexperienced, don't use this class. The safest class I would definitely recommend is Devour Warlock, because Devour can continuously heal itself, especially when you're against a ton of mobs, you know, Screebs, Stalkers, etc. It's good survivability, and it's the safest. That's why I'd recommend this. Next after that, I'd recommend Well of Radiance. Again, safety, damage buff, things like that, and Phoenix Protocol to get your super back quickly. It's just safe overall, honestly. So rating wise, I'd go Voidwalker 1, Well number 2, and Chaos Reach number 3, because it's just all offense, no defense. Now, for weapons, normally I'd recommend, you know, several options of what you can use, but I'm just going to leave it up really shortly. So if you're doing a solo flawless, you should at least have some form of quote-unquote meta guns. You don't have to have anything specific. You don't need to use one specific loadout to get it done. You can use many things to complete a flawless, but it does help to have guns that are, you know, good damage, maybe burst fire because it's fast to kill stuff. So in my case, in the kinetic slot, I find it better to run a sniper because you don't want to get close to anything in this mission. Abominations, keep your distance. Screebs, keep your distance. And most certainly the boss, keep your distance. Also, the reason I suggest a sniper in the slot instead of, like, let's say an SMG, because there's shields, at least in my case on the master, that you need to break, obviously. So there's shields for every element of chieftains in this mission. So when I'm breaking chieftain shields, I don't want to have limited reserves, like let's say a sniper. I want to have tons of reserves because there's tons of shields to break. So in my energy slot, I'm running I guess you would call it a primary weapon. In my case, I call it SMG because I have a Warmind Cell build, but you could run generally anything that burst fires in this slot. SMG, pulse rifle, sidearm, auto rifle, whatever you're comfortable with, and whatever, you know, shield elements that you have at your disposal. Maybe you have only solar guns, for example. And then in the heavy slot, again, you don't want to do anything close, so no rockets, no 1K voices because it shoots very slow. Swords are extremely dangerous. If you're not comfortable with them, definitely don't use them. Your best two options are going to be either Xenophage or Anarchy, and then there's the off-brand things like a grenade launcher, like let's say Interference, things like that. Basically, just stay at a range and pick them off. If you have to, use Whisper, use Darcy. They're all fine. They'll get the job done as long as you're consistent. All that matters is you don't die, pretty much. So use something that's safe and at a distance, and you should be fine. Now, armor-wise, I'm going to recommend you use finders for whatever heavy you're using, because you don't have unlimited heavy until you get to the boss fight where you get a rally flag. Then, for this, I would run Charge with Light or Rasputin mods. Sorry, not Rasputin, Warmind Cell mods, if you have either of those at your disposal. So me, personally, I do Wrath of Rasputin, Global Reach, High Energy Fire, Rage of the Warmind, and Shield Break or Taking Charge. Basically, I get Charged with Light, then I use Charge with Light with High Energy Fire to do more damage to enemies. If you don't know what the Wrath and Rage are, they combo off with Xenophage, because solar splash damage, final blows, have a chance to make Warmind Cells, and Rage does additional solar damage to when things explode. And if you didn't know already, Xenophage counts as solar explosive damage. So, if I kill 5 enemies with Xenophage, Warmind Cell. If I kill orange bar and 2 red bars, Warmind Cell. And if you kill a yellow bar with Xenophage, Warmind Cell. And then what happens is you blow up that Warmind Cell, and the solar damage from the Warmind Cell killing, let's say, 5 more Screebs, it'll give you another Warmind Cell. And then you blow that up and nuke the entire room just like that. That's why I use Xenophage. Again, you don't have to use this. You can use other stuff like Anarchy. Although Xenophage is easily accessible, and a lot more people have this than they probably would Anarchy. So, Shadow Cube Quest, go get it if you don't already have it, and you're good to go. Class, again, personal preference. And then put high recov and intellect to get your super, and then have some resilience because you don't want to get, shot by sniper and just instantly die. If you don't have War Mind Cell related mods, then obviously stick to high energy fire and things like that. If you don't have either of those, just stack up on things like, let's say, arc resist, solar resist, void resist, and then boost up your stats such as resilience, recovery, intellect. You may not have perfect armor, you may have low stat armor, so take advantage of that if you need to. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to roll the Warlock footage now. Again, this is solo Master Flawless. You can do everything you see on here in the normal version, but twice as fast because normal is obviously easier. So just apply anything you see to normal if you do normal. And if you're looking for a Titan or a Hunter version, that'll be up on the channel next. So make sure you sub, like, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Oh, and one last thing. I'll be doing a little bit of commentary during the actual run itself just to point some things out. I'm not going to tell you guys how to jump or where to jump, because I think you guys are perfectly capable of doing that. But I'll say things like, let's say, in the Abomination fight and things like that. Alright, let's go to the footage. So, for the hangar room, you're going to have 2 Abominations to kill, and then a bunch of scoring, obviously, as well. The plan for this room, at least my personal recommendation, is you're going to divide each section up to what you're doing first. So, me personally, I recommend getting top first, which is Void. The reason for this is there's 2 snipers up there, as well as, obviously, the Void Chieftain, who can throw his little immunity orbs at the other scorn and protect them, and you obviously don't want that. Other than that, it's obviously also high ground control, which is really helpful because the Abominations essentially can't hit you unless you peek them at the edge. That's, a good strategy to use. Now, my recommendation is kill the Void Chieftain first and the 2 snipers. After that, try to make your way on the ramp to the left or the right, and then try to take out the Chieftain specifically, not the little soldiers next to him. Get the Chieftain first, because once you kill a certain amount of ads, the rest of the Stalkers and the Abominations spawn in. So what you want to do is try to eliminate the Chieftains first, and then work on the little guys. If you have War Mind Cell build ready, kill the Chieftain, and then make sure you create a War Mind Cell ready to pop when the whole room spawns. So in my case, I would kill the Chieftains, and then I would try to get a War Mind Cell to pop off one of the, I don't even know what they're called, Shield Boys. Yeah, let's go with that, Shield Boys. Pop a War Mind Cell, then the Stalkers and the Abominations will be spawning in. Give it like 3 seconds for everything to spawn, and then you blow up the War Mind Cell, and it will literally blow up the entire room minus the shielded enemies and the Abominations. Now, if you don't have War Mind Cells, that's fine. All you're going to want to do is just back up and then let the Stalkers run into you, and then just kill them off because they're pretty weak. So you can just Xenophage, bang bang, Anarchy Trap, etc. At this point in the fight, you're going to need to watch for Screeve spawns. They spawn about 20 seconds apart, 20-30 seconds, give or take. To combat this, what I did is I stood on one of the sides of the room, or on the corner, if you will. So I find it that if I stand on the far right corner of the room, closer to the exit, the Screeves will always spawn top middle, and I'll have a perfect angle on them so they can never surprise me. Now, if you spawn up top middle, they spawn like from the sides, and then they might ambush you, so I don't recommend sitting up top the entire time. Just pick a side on the ramps, and then pop out your sniper, your Xenophage, whatever, get your hits on the Abomination, and listen in with your ears. When you hear the Screeves spawn, make sure you kill 3 Screeves, because it's 3 per spawn. Kill 3 Screeves, and then you have some breathing room to keep killing the Abominations. Once you kill 1 Abomination, the Screeves stop spawning, and you can just fight the last one on its own. Until then, just be aware, and then kill the Abomination, kill the last Arc and Solar Chieftain if they're still up, and then work on the final Abomination, and then you will be done. That's pretty much it between here and the boss fight, other than, jump here, kill Screeve there. I don't think you guys really need assistance for that, so I'll just be back with commentary during the boss fight. Oh, he's still alive. So for the boss fight, I'm just going to try to give some general tips that you may not pick up on immediately that could help you in a solo fight for the boss. So first off, obviously he's staggerable. If you do a certain amount of damage with the crit on his head, it can stagger him. And this is really helpful because he has basically two main attacks. He charges you, and he melees you, and it could kill you. Or he does an AoE where the fire travels on the ground, and again, it can also kill you. So dodge and avoid him at all costs. To start out the fight, I'd recommend bursting in with Xenophage, Anarchy, whatever you have. Get him down so he teleports downstairs and is no longer upstairs. Once you've done that, you will get 3 Solar Chieftains to spawn, along with some regular enemies. Could be Screebs later on in the fight. What you want to do is immediately take out the Solar Shield. It doesn't matter which one, just get on one of the sides of the room, preferably the left or the right. Get behind the little pole as cover. Kill the Solar Chieftain, and then work on the little guys. Again, if you have Warmind Cell build, make sure you pop a Warmind Cell, because one Warmind Cell clears out the room nice and quick, and you don't have to worry about just, you know, things hitting you from 8 different angles. Now, once you've actually cleared out the top, and you got the cooling going on and all that, and you can actually go downstairs, what you're going to want to do is make sure you never go downstairs on the same, like, hole, whatever you want to call it, side hole, because the boss has a tendency to just literally teleport on top of you, and guess what? He'll fucking kill you too. So my first recommendation for sure is never go down the same pathway that you went up. So let's say I'm going to start the boss fight going down the far left pathway. The boss will be on the other end of me. I'll do damage, DPS, yada yada yada. Go back upstairs. I'm not going down the same pathway. I'm going a different side so I don't get spawn killed. Now, while you're doing DPS to the boss, you gotta be aware of your surroundings because he does spawn ads. I think about half to 50% of each bar, he'll spawn ads. He'll spawn in some stalkers, and then he'll spawn in some Arc Chieftains. This is really critical because you don't want to be caught with your pants down when the ads are coming. It doesn't matter if you're doing high damage to the boss. Prioritize, sorry about that. Prioritize killing the ads as soon as they spawn. Worry about the boss afterwards. So try to time it to where you get the boss to 50% and you know the ads are going to come, and you're going to be near an exit if you need it, and if you can kill some stuff before you go up, then do that. You definitely want to kill those Arc Chieftains because they will nuke the crap out of you if you let them. Now, once you've actually killed the ads and you have nothing else to worry about, there's a key thing to note here. The boss is going to chase you literally the entire time. Other than slamming the ground and doing the fire thing, he's going to be chasing you the whole time, but when he does slam, when he does that fire pit thing, his stupid little hammer gets stuck in the ground. This is your key for opportunity. Once you do this, you have a guaranteed couple of seconds of DPS without him charging you. You can breathe and just shoot. What you got to do here is bait him into doing that ground attack by keeping a distance from him. Once he does, sidestep that attack and then do damage however you can. Whether it's Nova Bomb, Missile on Titan, your Sniper, your Xenophage, your Anarchy, whatever it is, that's your DPS time. That's when you slam him. I'll be using Chaos Reach, obviously, as you're going to see. But whatever you have, use that to your disposal, specifically when he's stunned. Continue doing this, and eventually you'll get him down to that next bar. And at that point, the room's going to go red. You got to go back upstairs and then restart the process. Once you get upstairs, again, stay behind one of those poles. Kill a Solar Chieftain. Kill the little guys. If you have Warmind Cell build, pop that Warmind Cell, make everything explode, and then essentially from there you repeat the process until the boss is dead. The fight doesn't change really from there. He still spawns ads, he still does the same attacks, and then it just becomes a game of chess essentially with you baiting his slam. Do this and you will get your solo flawless, and you'll see, well, how this turns out here. And that's essentially it, at least for Warlock. Rift popping, I really don't recommend unless you know you're in a very, very safe spot upstairs. Downstairs, popping a Rift could literally be the death of you if the boss gets on you before you do your animation. So be wary of that. Definitely do Healing Rift, by the way, in case that wasn't obvious. And that's it for the Warlock run, other than the footage. If you guys are looking for Titan and Hunter, those will be done next, so stay tuned for that. Sub, like, comment, etc., etc. Did I forget something? Let me know if I did. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. There's more ads? Oh, that might have been upstairs, huh? Probably should go down middle, I guess. Wait. Were there ads or no? Oh, that is not good. Come on, Chaos Reach. Any day now, topping off will activate. Say goodnight. Yep, GG.
I've seen it and others like it. Too many scorn for an active guardian. In place of each world the darkness stole. At the edge of our heliopods. Callus meant to commune with the darkness.
Give me my schloot.
Faint traces of light. That thing is a guardian. We're too late. Far too late. Take the rifle. It was offered, was it?
The mission timer stopped. It's like the modifier clock or whatever, it keeps going. I don't think that affects it though.
About authorizing exploratory outings. If we can recover
GG.
may learn more of how he died. Return to the city. We must assess our findings.
Any emblems? Any emblems? Alright, milk this enough, come on. No, the mission didn't end yet. There it is. Master without dying. And an emblem.